Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR HaLacha. And here's a brand new HaLacha for it's for Friday, the 13th of March, 17th day of Adar. Today we want to tell you about Parshas Parah, or Shabbos Parah, and that's going to be this coming Shabbos. What that means is that we will be reading a special maftir out of a second Torah that's taken out of the Aron Kodesh, and we will be rereading all about the laws of Parah Aduma, the red heifer. That can be found at the beginning of Parshas Chukas, and it basically details these laws. Back at the time of the Beis Hamikdash, whenever somebody was tamei meis, that means impure from having touched a dead body, then a special let's say this kind of short. A red heifer was prepared. That was a special red cow, and it was prepared in a certain way such that after its death, the ashes of it could be taken and mixed with special water, and those ashes would be sprinkled just a tiny bit over the person, and then he would be considered pure from his impurity. No one understands this law logically. It's a chok. It's something that God commanded us. And it had to be done, of course, in preparation for Pesach, because everybody needed to be pure for the Pesach sacrifice. And they couldn't bring it unless they got this purity. So this was a time when everybody, of course, had to be considering the all-important ritual purification by the ashes of the Parah Aduma, of the red heifer. Now, unfortunately, we don't have our Beis Hamikdash in this day and age, but we at least like to read it from the Torah at this time of year, sometime before we hit Rosh Chodesh Nisan, and we follow a certain schedule for it, and this is the scheduled Shabbos for it, and we want to make certain that everyone hears that reading. According to some, only according to some, this is a biblical command, and that would mean that you have to get to Shul to hear Parshas Parah. Not everyone agrees that it's a biblical command, so not everyone will be, pushing to get to Shul as much as they did for last week on Parshas Zachar. Now, you will have to follow the guidelines that your community tells you. There are communities that are not having public minyan in Shul this Shabbos because of the coronavirus, so do follow your rabbis, and they'll know for your community what it is that you should be doing. But if your shuls are open and you could go to Torah reading, it's a very good idea to try to get to shul to hear the leaning of Parshas Parah, along with, of course, the regular leaning and the regular Shabbos everything. Have a healthy Shabbos, I hope, and a meaningful Shabbos, and we should all be well and daven for God to take care of all of us in these trying times. Good Shabbos. Log on again after Shabbos for more. Bye-bye.